Right now, I need to see only one thing in the comment section. Yeah. Yeah. Get some. Listen. This is my B-Day week. On my B-Day week, Oda got the 411 from the editors. Hey, yo, Oda. Ohayo gozaimasu, Oda. Oda senpai. Oda senpai. This is King Lightning's B-Day week. Nani?
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Nandato? And let me drop this quick banger from my boy. And lo and behold, oh, this was a banger. This chapter, unironically, on Yahweh, this chapter, wallahi, this chapter might genuinely be the best chapter ever since the Shanks one-tapping kid last year. Now, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at my reaction to the chapter. What? Where is that? My reaction is on the Cole Requiem channel. Link to the stream in the box below. Yes! Yes, sir! Yes, sir! While this motherfucker goddamn oh, here we come. I'll be honest, I did do a separate recording, and that was like 10 minutes long of just non-stop fanboying. So this is take two. Take two. I need to control myself. I need to contain the hype. It got the chest bumping like Monkey D. Luffy. We as a collective, the supporters of the blonde-haired Giga Chad, we have been waiting for a while. We've been saying this would happen, and the naysayers, no, because this, that, wrong. I'm gonna start in reverse order because I need to control myself. But honestly, it's still hype through and through. From beginning with the Giants to the end with Caribou. So let's start there with Caribou. Because apparently Caribou, he is not Crocodile's man. No. He is Blackbeard's B-I-T-C-H boy. He wants to serve, bend the knee. He's willingly bending the knee to his Khaleesi, and that is Blackbeard. Marshall DT, he wants in. Bartolomeo, Luffy. Caribou, Blackbeard. In the future, Battle of the Fanboys. It'll be like One Piece's own version of a Twitter battle between fanboys. Absolutely. Now, maybe this is a Caribou play, but the idea ultimately is that he's running into Von Augur and Carrier Devon because he genuinely wants to be a part of the Blackbeard Pirates. According to him, he views Teach as a great man. He's his idol, his hero. He always dreamed of being his lackey. Aspirations hella high. When you want to take the knee to master, and mind you, there's a difference between Usopp's master, my masters, with dignity, respect, and then Caribou, master, that's him. One is like pupil to a Sifu. The other one is Django. Caribou wants in. He'll do anything, he wants to serve.
I volunteer as tribute.
Crazy, but a big deal though, because Caribou has the knowledge of Poseidon and Pluton. Does BB already know about that? Or is he gonna find out real soon via Caribou? We know that Fishman Island at some point in the future is gonna be destroyed by like Luffy and company, but at the same time, is that really Luffy? Is that Katarina? Because right now we don't know if Katarina can transform into Luffy. What we do know is that she could transform into Jay Garcia Saturn. At least very, very likely. Unless it's like Jay Garcia Saturn and Bonnie, where Bonnie could not change his age. So maybe his powers can negate other folks' powers onto him. But for the time being, let's assume that Katarina can now transform into Jay Garcia Saturn. This tap, my honest to God, be one of the scariest panels in all of One Piece. Because Katarina now has access to all the things that Jay Garcia Saturn would have access to. And with that one tap on Jay Garcia's leg, yo, this is good night, man. This is a play. I would go as far as to say that this one tap on Jay Garcia Saturn's leg, it puts Blackbeard ahead of Emu as the final villain, not necessarily the fight, but the final villain of the series, Blackbeard. And when Shanks became the Rat King, the Rat Overlord, when he stood on top of the Black Plague and he told all the Gorosei, be wary of a certain somebody, it seems like more and more it's Teach. And right now, with Katarina, if she can't transform into Jay Garcia Saturn wholesale, that would mean that she has access to the Pacifista, the Seraphim, the Holy Knights, the very thing that Monkey D. Dragon said we have to be wary of the most, the Holy Knights.
Amen.
Holy Knights would probably be mobilized by who? The 5 Elders. And if one Elders, Jay Garcia Saturn, tells you, do this, that, and the third, you're probably gonna bend the knee and do it. Imagine a moment where Saint Jay Garcia Saturn pulls up on Akainu, and Akainu believing that it's actually Jay Garcia Saturn, he bends the knee, yes my liege, and he follows orders. But it's actually Katarina. Oh, yeah, this is a scary tap. This is a very scary play by Blackbeard, but I've been saying for a while now, people have been sleeping on the Blackbeard Pirates. The assumption is that Emu be the final villain in the story. And that's why I did a video over here, boom, about Luffy's final fight in the story. There are 3 damn good options. One was Emu, another was Shanks, and another is Blackbeard for the final fight of the story. But a lot of folks, I think, rode the coattails of Emu too much. Not to say that Emu isn't powerful, no. But, well, again, I have videos coming out in the future. I actually may take some of my tier 3 stuff I did and do that as videos, but there's a good shot that instead of Monkey D, Luffy, and company versus Emu, it's gonna be Blackbeard versus Emu, and then Blackbeard usurps Emu on the throne. So there's just, this tap means a lot, for damn sure. And the fact that Von Olga, after what happened in 1093, Von Olga's looking studly. Mewing, strong jaws, very strong jaws. He looks at Jay and says, the world, fool. We want the world. But you cannot ignore the actions of one Marshall D. Teach, particularly when they mention the lineage of Teach, which could be Rox D. Sebek involved, but also potentially, I'm throwing out there, Nirona. Yeah, Emu of Nirona, this could be Nirona related as well. They could be in some ways one and the same. Remember, we found out during the Bonnie flashback that Rox D. Sebek went to God Valley for something particular that the Marines took from them. What did they take? Did it involve Blackbeard now? Because normally the idea is like Shanks related, but now it could be more Blackbeard related. Yeah, there's so much to discuss, but not enough time. Unless we're like Sanji and we move faster than the speed of light, the speed of love. Oh. Oh my, damn. There is this idea, this tomfoolery, this madness that, well, Kizaru is closing his eyes, so he's holding back. Oh my God, no, this was a very weak laser. It's a kill shot. What? It's a kill shot on Bonnie. Full stop. It wasn't his little finger point thing. It was this right here. The OK symbol, charged up laser, fired right at Bonnie. The same type that Kizaru aims at Luffy in chapter 1094, at Gear 5 Luffy. This would have killed Bonnie if it went through her, went to Vegapunk, exploded, all that stuff. Sanji, get that.
How fun.
Get that weak sauce out of there. And I knew that this was like beyond the typical scope of what someone should do, considering Kizaru's reaction and what he says afterwards. Light doesn't hold a candle to love. Repeating the wise words of one God. Power of love, undefeated, undisputed, almighty. And what does Kizaru say in retaliation? If that's true, they'll have to scrap the physics books and start from scratch. Kizaru was shook by that kick, even more than Luffy eating a laser. The proximity is hella close, like maybe 10 yards, 15 yards between Bonnie and Kizaru. Sanji darts in the middle of that laser beam and he just punches it. No, man, that's gnarly. And you undeniably have to respect it. Kizaru respects it. Frankie is freaked out and respects it. Everyone respects it. And now it seems to me like we're setting up a Sanji stalling Kizaru and more Jay Garcia Saturn Luffy shenanigans. That's what I think we're setting up now. This gets the Nika in me bumping, baby. Especially when you have Sanji right next to Luffy as he's laughing maniacally. I gotta take your heads.
That's just lame.
You'd better start drafting an apology letter for them then. Yeah! Because that ain't happening, bro. And right now it looks like we're not getting the multiverse of Bonnie yet because Bonnie's about to bail. Well, she's bailing right now with Frankie in tow. Vegapunk seemingly actually about to die. So even though there's more Vegapunks that are left, like Lilith and Atlas and Edison, the original, Celebati, is about to kick the bucket. But we right now can't say the same thing for Jay Garcia Saturn. Because even after the Booming Dawn Gatling, he still gets back up because of what? Because of that immortality, that regen factor, whatever it is. Here's part of the reason why a lot of the sense of danger in this arc is not as high as Kaido. Like not even close. It's because we already saw through Wano Country, 1044 and so on, that the Gorosei Company, they fear the Nika. They fear Luffy reaching his full potential. How do people with immortality specs fear a laughing maniac? This is what I've been saying for a long time now, that based on what we've seen about the Gorosei's actions to try and shut down Luffy, Luffy must have something to full-scale counter them. I know it's gonna probably sound weird as hell, but yo, it's very possible that Luffy has a way of countering immortality. Yeah, and I think we're gonna see soon. I think we're gonna see soon where something's gonna happen where Jay can't recover, and it's going to lead to something crazy. And mind you, it's already nuts as it is because we already have the big Iron Giant is still coming on in. Yo, that Sanji and Luffy moment when Luffy's laughing Sanji, the Sig, and you have Kizaru there, which is a great scene, following a similar pattern with Kuzan and the BB Pirates surrounding Garp, and then Akainu facing off against the Whitebeard Pirates. Big ups to Twitter for that one, for sure. And so I can see Sanji stall Kizaru again one-on-one for a period of time, and then Luffy just trying to damage Saturn and see what's going on there. But even though we have the island jiggling, the Marines are rallying. They destroy Mark III, which is kind of weird to me, honestly. I'm like, cannons can destroy these super tech, they have bubble barriers, these Mark IIIs are getting destroyed? Really? What? It seems kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's like the one thing in the chapter I'm like, yo, this makes really no sense, honestly, if I'm being real with you guys. But the giants, not just Dorian, Brogy, Oimo, and Kashim. That shook me. And they have other giants. And then we see like one giant take out a ship immediately, bro. They have these guys flanking from the left and right sides. I know they get dunked on a lot by the fandom because of past events, like Luffy one-shotting Hydruden, Omo and Kashi being defeated by the Frankie family. Then you have in Little Garden getting caught up in Mr. 3 schemes. But to me, what always mattered the most by far was the words of Big Mom, where Big Mom said way back when, if she had the giants, she would be king of the pirates. That to me was a hard testament to how impactful the giants are as a military force. The fact that every giant we see Marine Ford is a vice admiral off the rip, and how highly valued that giant physique is. So if I'm being honest here, it wouldn't surprise me, though it would, but it wouldn't surprise me in the grand scheme of things if Oimo and Kashi can both do Hakoku. Yeah. Dory and Brogy have gotten, and also those two guys too, they have gotten tremendous buffs since the pre-time skip, like massive, gnarly buffs. And I mean, honestly, with the Pacifista doing their thing, then the Iron Giant coming in, there is a possibility that Luffy Company, they don't escape down at all. They actually just win. They just flat out win. But I'm very, very happy for Usopp, bro. Oh man, Usopp seeing his masters. Not masters. Dory, Brogy, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Bro, come please, man. Oh, I wanted the Moon Arc so bad, but I want Elbaf too. Oh my God. Years now, like going on 20, I've been praying for Elbaf. So bad. Way more than Wano Country. Way more, let's say, Dragon and Luffy teaming up. I've been dying for Elbaf. You can't tell me that Usopp and Luffy, they're not gonna be fired, bro. They're not gonna be fired on Elbaf? Oh my god. What? Oh, it's gonna be radical. The last thing here, obviously, in this chapter, Zoro, Lucci, to me, is high to extreme diff. Videos are coming in the future on the channel because people were just yapping, talking about this for a while. There is a lot of Zoro and Lucci and blah, blah, blah. Look, he already had Conqueror's Haki infusion and 3 swords, one in his mouth, when he squared up against Rob Lucci in chapter 1093. Both Zoro and Lucci are pretty confident, and Zoro is stronger now compared to his Wano Country version. So Zoro has gotten stronger just innately, but Rob Lucci ain't a scrub. He's not a scrub. By no measure is he a scrub. Compared to Luffy, yeah, he's a scrub, but that's Luffy. And then, like, no matter how you slice it, all the bandana's off, and the people are like scaling the bandana to infinity. I would say at a max, it's like a 5% increase. 5, all right? There was no bandana when he tried to take down Kuma in Thriller Bark. Was he holding back? Was Zoro holding back when he tried to take down Kuma in Thriller Bark and the bandana was not on the skull? I don't think so. He had the bandana on when he fought against Huzo, and he was bored. Bandana, yeah, what? And he was bored of Huzo on Fishman Island. You can't, you know, I'm dropping it. 2% increase. You just can't infinitely upscale the bandana to where it's like a freaking Zenkai boost to infinity. And yeah, Zoro doesn't have, 3 swords on right now, but then I did see the Lucci fanboys in my chat saying, hold on now, but where is Lucci's armor haki? I don't know. I don't see his hand being hardened. We saw it against Luffy, whereas against Zoro. Some folks did point out this could be a lot of just artist error. Maybe, I'm not too sure. I would just say ultimately, Lucci is without a doubt a tough customer for Zoro. Probably even more so than King the Wildfire. Oh yeah. And that's not a slight on Zoro at all. But I always say, like, in the next 5 chapters, let's say, we will reach the conclusion of this fight and we'll see what happens. Obviously, depending on what happens, it's gonna be a big hubbub. Oh, it's gonna be a massive hubbub in the community. He has 2 swords out, not 3. Why? Why, King? Because he may have used a 2-sword style technique at that point in time against Rob Lucci that we didn't see off screen. Let's say instead of the Lion Song, he decided to use Rashomon because the Lion Song wasn't good enough for Rob Lucci. Chapter in my book, is it as good as the Shanks chapter? When I think about it, the only issue I really have outside of the Pacifista is maybe the pacing of the chapter, but is it that much, let's say, drop it past the 9.5? No. Oh, that's right. At least the 9.5 to 10. Not biased, I promise you. This chapter is a 9.5 to 10 in my book. It's not just Sanji, because that was outstanding. Because Oda's finally delivering on the speed is Wade. But then the Giants and what they're doing. Obviously, Blackbeard. That tap, I think, that changes a lot, potentially a lot of the end game pecking order of the story. It does. I think it's undeniable, bro. Undeniable. Oh yeah, this is gonna be nuts. This is gonna be radical, bro. What a Final Saga star. Wow, Oda. What, man? If not for him skipping the whole Seraphim bit, this would be easily an arc that's up there with like Enies Lobby and Marineford. Maybe it still is. Maybe I'm capping. Maybe it still is. Maybe it still is. Well, we'll have to wait to see how things wrap up, okay? So on that note, you know my rating. Let me know your stance on this chapter One Piece. I'm gonna catch you guys on the flip side. Be easy, take care, have a nice one.
See you. Bye.